Do you know how others feel? Do you understand that, how other people feel? You have a reason to end up going to these conferences. You can end up going to these groups. You can end up making a difference, knowing that every single day is gonna be a blessing. You just gotta end up putting the work in, right? Now you can end up taking a step back. You can realize what you're doing. You can end up feeling why people are in there understanding. They're upset. They're confused. They're worried. They're gonna end up doing something wrong. Why do I have to end up beating myself down to end up understanding? I gotta want to know. I gotta know one thing. I can end up telling back. Take a step back. Realize what you've done. You don't have to end up understanding what you're going through because you don't have to understand anymore. Because I got some friends that are gonna be super high, but they're gonna end up telling me everything I've done. It's gonna end up appreciating what Ali's gonna do. What can I say? At the end of the day, I can end up making a difference. Can you end up making understand? You don't have to end up running your mouth. You don't have to end up doing this anymore. You feel like you're locked up. You feel like you're struggling through this time. You're struggling through the rough stuff. You don't even know, but you put yourself in that situation. So why can I end up understanding? You got to take a step back, realize what you're doing. Everyone around you ends up having to feel the same way. If not, they feel even worse than you do. You don't got to puff yourself up with pride, knowing that everything is going to end up breaking down. You can end up understanding one minute you could be happy, next minute you wouldn't want somebody to lie to you, or you ended up disrupting what you're saying. You can end up having a conversation with a therapist, knowing that she's going to end up testing what your knowledge is and make you look stupid sometimes. And that's the way it feels. But you're not alone. I can end up walking this lonely road alone. I can end up doing this every single day, knowing that I can end up feeling how do people feel. Do you even know how other people feel? Can you end up understanding you don't have to end up taking a step back, realize what you're going through, because you're not going to be the only one that's going to end up in the hospital at one time in your life. You can end up understanding we're all trying to find a reason to end up leaving this world. We're trying to find other ways to end up leaving, but we can't do this alone. So we got to do it. We got to pray. We got to end up understanding. You got to make a difference from right. Take a walk with me. Take a stroll with me. You can end up understanding. You can take a stroll with your kid. You can end up taking them out to the park, knowing that everything could change. Just in a matter of conversation that you end up meeting somebody there. It doesn't matter if it's at night or during the day. You can end up understanding there's going to be good people and bad people in your life. You're going to end up losing your life. Can you end up understanding you don't have to end up losing your strength? But you may lose your mind because you don't even know what you're going to end up doing and talking about because they might end up thinking that you're a very nice person and then they end up ripping you off at the last second. They end up not showing up or they show up, but then you end up getting mad and you're very upset. You're disappointed in choices that you've just been making right then and there. When somebody else is going to end up taking over and taking that as you don't want to take control of your life. There's a reason why people end up letting their parents take control of their life instead of other people or the son or daughter that's going through the subject. But you gotta know how other people feel because it's an emotional wreck every step of the way. I can't say this enough, but I can end up trying to tell you that it's not about me. It's not always about that person. It's always about somebody else because I thought I was the reason. And then I looked at myself in the mirror and I fell apart. And it seemed to be every single day, every single time I would get into a friendship, it seems to break down in the exact same week or the same month or the same year because that's how we live. We can't do this in life, but we can do this something else. Just taking control of your life and make a difference right now.